Method is knowing what to do. It's knowing how to read a play, how to analyze a play, how to make choices based on that script analysis, and then to be able to execute those choices based on the analysis of the play. Um, the ability to send an intention, physically and verbally, how to have real thoughts, excuse me, thoughts of the character. Um, so method is really knowing what to do rather than faking it. Because sometimes actors have good instincts, but they don't really know what they're doing. They have an instinct, and that carries them. And they're talented in that respect. They can get so much more for their money if they train. It's like someone who's born with a really great voice and they've never trained their voice. They'll do okay, but can you imagine if they trained as well? They would really capitalize on that. There is a danger of attaching to the technique per se and using the technique as a psychological security blanket. No, the technique is designed to free the spirit. It's got to be alive. If it's not alive, I don't care how correct you are. Uh, in fact, very often when things go wrong, that's what the director wants to keep in. You know, you're shooting something and something goes wrong, and the actors go, "Oh God, I feel turned." There says, "No, that was great," because it was out of the hands of the actor. He wasn't in control of it, and that's what. And the photographer always wants to get a candid shot. They don't want a posed veneer over it. But there is a danger of not going all the way into the craft. You can go up to a certain point and then feel rather, you really know what you're doing, but then you've attached to that technique. And you'll see actors, when you watch them, you say they have very good technique, but I don't think you should be aware of their technique. If you're aware of their technique, I think they've missed the boat. The technique is designed to make you very human. And if you're human, then it works. You don't look like an actor, you look like a human being involved um, in a situation. To investigate what constitutes the reality, fair enough, but if I'm going to play a drug addict, I'm not going to take drugs. I will do research, I'll talk to a lot of drug addicts, I'll read a lot of books on it, I'll observe them, and then I'll extract from that what I need to do, but I'm certainly not going to, if I'm going to be an alcoholic, I'm not going to go on and actually in life become an alcoholic. No, you investigate what constitutes the reality. If I'm going to play someone who's a prize fighter, I would certainly, hang around with prize fighters and go to the gym and investigate what constitutes that reality so that I can extract what's necessary uh, to play. I did a play, one of the last plays of William Inge's called The Disposal, and it's three convicts on death row. And I was playing a very gay homosexual who's going to be executed in a week. And the director actually got someone who was in prison for years, and they were going to go out and look at the jail, and he explained what it was like to be talking to other convicts, what it was like to be on death row. I didn't need that. I just needed to think through if I was going to die in a week and I knew it, what would be my psychological action? What would it be? To be in denial and just have fun and enjoy. And I did. I had a blast. Um, Lots and lots of fun. And entertaining myself and entertaining the other prisoners that were on death row with me. Um, I did kind of spend maybe an hour in the bathroom, just not doing anything, but just being confined in a small space. And the jail cell that I was in was classic. I think it was 10 feet by 4 feet or whatever it was. But I had lots of fun. I got one of those terrible toupees that looked like a bird's nest, and I had that, and I did my nails, and I had pictures of all these masculine guys all over my jail cell. No, I had a blast. And I had a pornographic deck of cards that of men that I was using to throw in a hat. And so, in fact, one night I knew this was going to happen. The actor at the other cell, that we were on stage from the beginning till the end of the play, and I could tell the way it was working. It was very slipshod. And of course, he jumped a couple of pages. In fact, what happened is he gave a cue to the stage manager, and a bell goes off, and then all the visitors were supposed to come on. So all these actors are backstage. They heard the cue because you're in your dressing room. They have a little box. You can hear what's going on stage, and they all came on, and then he realized what he had done. So then he went back, which you never do in acting. You never go back. Anyway, so then they all went back, and I just went to my next activity. Where I devised like a mirror, and I would put it out the jail bars, and I would look down at the mirror to see what I could see. So it didn't matter if he went back. I just went to the next activity. But I was very strategic about what I was going to do, because the wonderful thing about theater is it's alive, and anything can happen, and very often does. And so you want to know exactly what you're doing